Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For Miami, it's been a very successful first half of the season for them. When the opportunity to win a ball game has been there for them, they have grabbed it over and over. Tonight, two teams that crash the glass. Kenny, when you think of the great rebounders in this league, what are some of their key attributes?
Oh, they get that position, and then they hold it. They maintain it. That's the key.
Maintaining the position.
Yes, because you can get pushed under. If you come down with the rebound yourself, you can't do it, let's say, just tip it out. Great rebounders do that, too. They'll just tip it out to the guards, and then we can start the fast break.
What's the key to good rebounding?
You got to assume every shot is going to be missed. And, Ernie, nothing replaces great hustle.
That's true. That is so true.
I could box you out.
I know you
I would keep you off the glass.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. Kevin Harlan standing by.
You and your 6 rings.
There you go again.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat, along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but, guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan grew up in California, and he idolized Kobe Bryant. Well, DeRozan says, Kobe was my favorite player. I watched everything he did, practiced almost all his moves, and DeRozan has become a multiple-time All-Star. Kevin?
Well, D.A., you can see that influence. Great stuff. Thanks for the report. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
And the coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for San Antonio. Inside, it's the veterans, Aldridge and Gasol. Then it's Chris Dunn. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Walker in at the shooting guard. The Spurs shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft. Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
And the second free throw, good. And the Heat committing a lot of money for this hard-working bunch. Brent, how do they improve from this point on?
Now it's about player development, Kevin, taking advantage of the off-season, making sure the guys are improving upon their weaknesses and staying sharp with their strengths. They're going to have to find a few more diamonds in the rough out there to add to this roster and maybe set themselves up in free agency to lure somebody down the South Beach. And we'll see if they can do that. The front office tends to get creative in that way. This guy is so tough to guard. He feels like he could take any challenge that the defense is going to throw at him.
Dunn gets to Gasol. Spurs passing it around. Aldridge down low. Shot clock at 6. Brent, when you won your first championship back in 2005, you were inserted into the starting lineup in the playoffs against the Nuggets. What did that feel like?
A lot about I was replacing Manu in the starting lineup. It was very exciting to have that opportunity, and obviously that team that year going on to do great things. The goal we set out to do was win the championship. Mission accomplished.
And that one falls for Walker. So Walker nails both of them. First quarter, just over a minute played. Oladipo dishes to Drummond. From deep, George sinks the triple. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
That's a really nice stroke. Paul George set up nicely, great release, and big-time shot there.
Dunn passes to DeRozan. Kicks it to Aldridge. To the inside, Gasol. Tries from 10. Off the left rim and out. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Oladipo finds Richardson and stolen by Aldridge. DeRozan against George. There's the lob to the hoop and stolen by Drummond. Here's Richardson. Against Phoenix, he was really on his game. George passes to Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Now, here's Dunn. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. To the paint. Aldridge down low. Miami grabs the miss. They're getting their first look at the season at San Antonio in this one.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago. And it's a bit of a head scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
George against DeRozan, and Oladipo has it in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Over Aldridge. Kicks it out to Richardson. Pass to George. Here's Adebayo. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now, here's DeRozan. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. To halt the run. Misses off the right iron.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
Here's George. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Spurs trail by 6. And it's DeRozan missing.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And George kicks to Oladipo. Pass to Adebayo. From deep, George. And again, Miami with the triple.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
Last game for the Heat, they picked up the win against the Suns.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Yeah, they were up against a team that struggled all night to get things under control. Mistakes and turnovers and just sloppy play all game long.
Now, here's Walker following the miss by DeRozan. Aldridge dishes to Walker. Pass to Dunn. They need this one. Knocks down the three ball. Dunn's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Richardson with it. He's picked up by Walker. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on DeRozan. Brett, of course, you won a championship with the Spurs back in 2005 and 2007. Talk about the differences between those two teams.
Well, the similarities are more what I would go with, Kevin. 2005, it was a year where we leaned on Timmy a ton to beat a very physical, rough and rugged Pistons team who had won 6 Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe Manu Ginobili was the MVP of that series, by the way. And in 2007, the younger guys had grown up. We beat the Cavs 4-0, and that was LeBron James just putting on a show to get into the Eastern Conference Finals, beating that same Detroit team.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Oladipo against Dunn. Aldridge looking for an opening. Dunn against Oladipo. Dunn passes to Gasol. Fires for 3. Dunn misses.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And a contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now, here's Dunn. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. With the teardrop. Oladipo with the ball. Gasol with the rebound.
And a little frustration now, missing on the catch and flush.
Sometimes the easy play is the right play. You take a chance when you go for that big finish.
Now, here's Dunn. Outside Gasol. From deep. It's hauled in by George. And here are the Heat now. They're on a 17-5 run. Richardson with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Richardson kicks to Adebayo. Oladipo outside. Overdone. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Walker. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Walker's got it back down to single digits for the Spurs. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Pau Gasol, not the same player Brent he once was, but he still knows how to get the job done.
Yeah, 2001 is when it is that Pau Gasol came into the NBA as a very slightly built Spaniard for the Memphis Grizzlies, but the skill was on display from the very start. He's had a Hall of Fame career, a 2-time champion, and one of the best and most skilled players to play that position in the last 20 years.
Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Miami.
And they've come out with a take no prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
There's the pass to Mills. Richardson covering. Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Mills. Off target from outside. Miami leading by 9. To the paint, here's Richardson. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
DeRozan passes to Burton. Baseline jumper. DeRozan's shot is off.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
Brent, the league is shaking things up as far as training and evaluation of referees. Do you think it'll result in getting a higher percentage of calls correct? They're pretty good as it is now.
The referees are fantastic.
They are.
And the fact that we're even having a discussion about a higher percentage of correct calls, Kevin, I would just like to have a higher percentage of correct calls for the rest of this game with you.
Well, good. This guy next to me handed me this card. It wasn't my idea. It was this guy over here.
Yeah, well,
he said, ask Brent about the referee.
We need the stats, guys.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's good from Richardson.
There's so much inside of Josh Richardson that is yet to be tapped into. An athletic shooting guard who can play both ends of the floor.
And Richardson drops them both. Players are talking about the new sports science. Better sleep, recovery after lifting, playing, traveling, whatever it is. They say it's making a difference. What do you think?
I think it only makes a difference if the guys put it into practice, Kevin. Like as much information as they can hand out in a team meeting and sort of give you directives about how it is you should rest and when it is you can get your sleep. Players won't see those benefits unless they're as disciplined as they are with trying to get better in the offseason as they are with making sure that they get proper rest to be at their athletic best for competition.
The Heat shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
Shooting one.
That free throw good from Oladipo.
2013, Victor Oladipo heard his name second in that draft. One of the best shooting guards in the league and getting better.
Kicks it to Mills. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Birtle's shot is off.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Richardson finds Winslow, and he makes good on the layup. Winslow's got his first bucket of the night.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
Pass to Mills. To end the run. The shot will not fall. Now the Heat take it the other way. And George kicks to Richardson. George passes to Drummond. Bertans grabs the board.
And you can see at this stage of his career, just still not comfortable as a finisher at the basket.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
Yep, that one goes.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Spurs trail by 20. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchup.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And a new group in for the Heat. Nurkic checked in for Andre Drummond. Bam Adebayo comes in for George. Wade, he's checked in for Josh Richardson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Victor Oladipo. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Heat. .137 left in the first. And Mills kicks to Pirtle. Spurs passing it around. Mills can't hit.
the struggles just continue this quarter. They can ill afford to have this many empty possessions.
Here's Dinwiddie. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Spurs trail by 20. And here's DeRozan. A 14-point game for him in the win against Charlotte. Shot clock at 6. Mills looking it over. San Antonio again missing. Miami leading by 20. To the inside. The dish now to DeRozan. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. To end the drought. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Now here's Winslow. D right on him.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And Mills kicks to DeRozan over Wade. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Mills. DeRozan's got his first 2 points.
Well, this is something he's working on. A good natural leader from the point guard position wants to help out by becoming a better facilitator.
And so it's Miami controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it after this. The NBA game drawing fans from every culture, and Pau Gasol definitely feeling the love from the Spanish and Latino community.
I always notice the fans that support us and make us feel, pretty much since I got to the NBA, all the Latino, I appreciate it.
The game going global, and no better ambassador than Pau Gasol.
And as the players grow more international, fans from every country and continent, for that matter, finding more and more reason to root for the NBA.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vamonos. And quite a position here for the Heat to be in. What do you guys think?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
Wade and Winslow out on the wings. Adebayo is out there with Nurkic, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Now here's Davis. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds, guys. Can't forget about the fundamentals.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Wade against DeRozan. Wade passes to Dinwiddie. Back to Wade from deep. That shot off the mark. Spurs trail by 20. On the wing, DeRozan. Wade is covering. DeRozan against Wade. And Mills kicks to DeRozan. Back to Mills. Takes the 3. That's his first basket of the game. 1 for 6 and looking for more.
Wow, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
The one thing when you watch Patty Mills play, Brent, he is great at anticipating what is about to happen.
Well, it's obviously most noticeable when he's off the ball. A good sense of when to slip a screen or change pace a little bit to get some space. Very natural sense of spacing the floor and being set up for the three-point shot.
And the Spurs with possession after the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. Another shot. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Passes it to Wade. Shoots over DeRozan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And even though Father Time Brent has taxed Wade on his athleticism quite a bit, you can still see glimpses of it when it matters most.
That seems to be the way of Wade right now, is waiting for the moments, the bigger moments, to step up and hit big shots or make the right play. He won't make plays as often as he once did throughout the course of a regular season game, but instills some confidence in his teammates on the floor come crunch time.
First one falls for him. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you play.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive rules have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. For San Antonio, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Heat. 22 is their biggest lead. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Dinwiddie. Dunn covering. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. It's tipped. Walker against Wade. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Spurs.
And really, the long ball hadn't been a big factor for him. Not a lot of attempts, not a lot of makes either. Nothing wrong, though, with probing inside on days when the shots aren't falling.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Brent, for as long as Coach Popovich has been at the top of this game, what really is there left to say?
I don't think there's much more you say on a professional level, but there's a lot to be said about the compassion and the things that Pop has done on a personal level for years behind the scenes, championing guys on his staff, supporting not only current players but former players on his team. The interesting thing for Pop the last couple of years is just how outspoken he's been in terms of the equality, not just around the NBA, but around our nation, and some of the statements he's made that have garnered a lot of political attention. Greg Popovich not afraid to express some of the things that maybe deep down we all believe in.
And he makes the first. And Bam Adebayo, the 14th overall pick in 2017 out of Kentucky.
Yeah, his name seems to be pretty fitting, right? Like setting screens, bam, getting a dunk, bam. Tremendous athlete, and he can throw it down with some of the best power forwards in the game.
Both shots good from the stripe.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Spurs trail by 18. Dunn passes to DeRozan. Nurkic against Davis. He kicks to Aldridge. To the wing right side. 5 to shoot. Walker. The shot from the low post is good. Walker's got 8 points.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
And the pass to Dinwiddie. Pass to Nurkic. And Davis sends it back.
It's a wonder we don't see more of that from Davis. He has the live legs and instincts to be a premier shot blocker in the league.
Spurs passing it around. Here's Aldridge. And it's Miami with the rebound. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's Davis missing. Miami leading by 16. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. And a new group in for the Heat. Drummond's checked in for Nurkic. Paul George comes in for Bam Adebayo. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And San Antonio also making a switch. Gasol's checked in. Now, here's Oladipo. A 23-point game for him in the win against Phoenix.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
Spurs trail by 16. Right side to Walker. Over Richardson. And too long on the shot.
The defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Winslow finds Oladipo. No good there. Dunn with some nice D. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Walker the pass to Dunn. Now here's Gasol. Pass to Dunn. Passes it to Walker. From deep. It's hauled in by the Heat. Drummond's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And George kicks to Oladipo. Knocked loose. It's stolen by DeRozan. George with the defensive effort.
Like the tactics on defense there. Refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Oladipo outside. It's George on the wing. There's the pass to Drummond. Richards with the ball, bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Outside DeRozan. Gasol looking around. Back to DeRozan. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Gotta love the overall court awareness. Gasol always knows when there's a wide open teammate ready to shoot, and sometimes makes a dribble to set defenders up before delivering.
Now here's George. He's got 8. Richardson finds Drummond. There we go. Now in the scoring column at that make, he is 1 for 4.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
DeRozan passes to Gasol. Aldridge left side. And it's done in the corner. From deep. The Spurs with a new 24. Aldridge, the pass to Gasol. Winslow against Dunn. And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That's his first foul. Bertans, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Oladipo against Dunn. 4 on the clock, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks. And then on Monday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
And Walker throws it down hard.
And I got to say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. And a terrific bit of chaos there in the replay presented by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now a timeout called by Miami.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Kings. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference, and right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And checking out San Antonio, just way behind.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
There's still some chances to find some positives as the season comes to an end. Even if it's not a playoff spot, just some kind of forward momentum heading into the offseason.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here's DeRozan. He has 6. Dunn looking over the floor. To the wing on the left. Gasol kicks to Walker. Over Richardson. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Andre Drummond. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so, second in rebounding. And he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And again, look what he's done so far this season, wiping the boards clean, ranking second in the league in rebounds. Outstanding effort. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And even though they're down, I like the way they're pounding the ball inside. It's leading to a lot of points in the paint.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting one.
Free throw, no good for Drummond.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Richardson against Walker. The kick out to Oladipo. Unloads. Buries the 20-footer. Oladipo's got 5 points so far.
Oladipo executed that pick and roll well. Remarkable at scoring whenever he gets room to shoot off the screen.
Walker against Richardson. Walker, bounce pass. The shot comes out, and it's Miami the other way.
You got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
Now George, 11 points for him in that last game against Phoenix.
And you got to like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing.
And with possession after the Heat pick up 2. Now here's Oladipo, covered by Mills. Pass to Drummond. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
And he's just had one attempt at the line earlier.
One shot behind the lanes.
Free throw, no good for Drummond. Spurs trail by 20. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
George finds Richardson. 32 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And it's Drummond missing.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
Now here's Mills. 5 points in the game. It's Pirtle top of the key. Pass to Mills. Shoots the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Mills has got 8 points.
For all the strides he's made in other parts of his game, Mills remains at his heart a dead-eye three-point shooter. You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass, it makes him a tough cover on the board.
And so it's the Miami Heat out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
A shot of American Airlines Arena in the whites of Miami, Florida. Welcome back, everyone, to the action here. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've seen Josh Richardson really having a great game.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
Well, we saw that in the first half, and he's constantly on the move and slipping behind the eyes of the defense to work closer to the rim.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. The Heat leading by 17. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. DeRozan and Aldridge, the talented forward duo. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then there's Dunn, and it's Walker in at the 2. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
The Spurs have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
One shot behind the lanes.
The Heat shooting straight 49% from the field. And George kicks to Nurkic. Richardson against Walker. Richardson the pass to Nurkic. That one falls.
Smart play getting Nurkic the ball after the screen and roll. He dives towards the basket and gets the pass in a perfect spot deep in the lane.
Spurs working the ball around now. DeRozan finds Gasol. Outside, Walker. Clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound by the Heat.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
Now, here's Richardson. 11 points in the game. Down against Oladipo. Over Aldridge. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. In deep. Drummond drops it in. Drummond's got 8 points.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Now, here's Dunn. Got a piece of it. Passes to Aldridge. DeRozan against George. Aldridge, no luck.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Here's Oladipo. He has 5 to the middle. Here's Drummond. The shot that time not on target. Some solid defense from Aldridge. On the wing, DeRozan. Defended by George. Now here's Gasol. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Dishes it to Aldridge. Trying to get something going. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
San Antonio on defense. It's an 18-point game. Down against Oladipo. Looking to get back on track here, and it's good on the way up. He has 7.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, his shot is just not there tonight, guys. And instead of trying to shoot himself out of the slump, maybe he needs to start moving the ball around and creating for his teammates.
This pause in the action gives us a chance to see the that have scored the most points off turnovers this month. Number 1, the Heat.
Yeah, I mean, their defense has been really good. Turnovers has been key.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Knocked away. And it's the Heat with the ball. Miami leading by 20. George looking around from past the arc. Walker with the rebound. The Spurs have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. He dishes it to Gasol. Dunn kicks to DeRozan. Dunn outside. Shot clock at 5, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo.
And a chance to check out the stats for Richardson. His last 10 games, 19th in steals, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And yeah, he's one of the better steal guys in the league, constantly getting his hands in there. And as a ball handler, you have to respect him at all times.
Love it whenever Dunn is working the screen and roll. So crafty and creative in these sets.
Richardson the pass to Nurkic. Back to Richardson. And he comes up with the deuce. Richardson's got 13.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Davis against Nurkic. Poke loose. It's stolen by Oladipo. In transition, here comes Miami. Kicks it to Nurkic. Back to Oladipo. Heat moving the ball around. Here's Drummond. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Dunn passes to DeRozan. Davis looking for an opening. The dish to Aldridge. That's tipped. 6 to shoot. Feeds to Davis. Another shot. Nice D from Oladipo.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Here's Nurkic. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Drummond. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Dunn kicks to DeRozan. The pass to Davis. Dunn against Oladipo. And will retain possession. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Atlanta Hawks. Then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And for that Raptors game, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
Now, here's Dunn. He's got 6. A 3 ball.
A focused defensive effort from Oladipo there. That's where he's setting himself apart in this game.
Mills is checked in for the Spurs. Here's Miami now. They're on a 12-3 run right now. Oladipo dishes to George. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Now he's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
And it's Mills with the ball for the Spurs. Davis with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He kicks it to Mills. Good on the shot.
The guy who doesn't love the contact inside, Mills taking it up strong.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot.
Free throw good. Mills.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's got 7. Here's the break. Dunn misses. The Heat leading by 22. Oladipo outside. From downtown, it's good from long range. Oladipo's got 10.
When you've seen the progression of the long-range shot in Oladipo's game, he has to be accounted for out there.
Defended by George. Pass to Mills. 6 to shoot. Latrey buries it from three-point range. Mills has got 6 in the quarter.
That's where he is just so effective, Patty. Mills from deep, his range pretty much limitless, but his confidence is through the roof.
Outside, George. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. San Antonio making a switch here. Bertson has checked in. And so it's San Antonio with it. And here is Dunn. He has 6. Defended by George. 5 to shoot. Pass to Purtle. Here's Dunn. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Oladipo outside. Passes it to Richardson. And Nurkic has it in the corner. Now George. 12 points for him. Now here's Mills. Now the pass to Bertens. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Kicks it to Mills. From the arc. To the right side. Releases from the wing and drills it. Miami leading by 20. Oladipo right side. From outside, off the mark.
Yeah, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
Pass to Mills. Pass to Purtle. Three-pointer. Mills can't hit. Miami's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Down low. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Here's Mills. After the made shot from Andre Drummond, it's Purtle top of the key. Now here's Mills. Guarded by Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Dunn. That one rolling around and rims out.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Oladipo finds Richardson. Here's Drummond, and he banks in the layup. Drummond's got 10 points here in the second half.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Mills. 14 points for him. Defended by George. Passes it to Mills, and it's done in the corner. Releases, and it comes off the front of the rim. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Here's George. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. 14 points for George.
And that's what we mean by combo guard skills right there. Kept his head up and found the open man.
Dunn passes to Mills. Back to Dunn. Puts up a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Drummond's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Oladipo outside. And George kicks to Richardson. And stolen by Dunn. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lays it up and banks it in. Dunn's got 8 points.
And the explosion to the hoop. Dunn finishing in style.
Richardson finds Drummond. Inside, Pirtle with the steal. Defended by George. To the inside. There's the pass to Dunn. Got a hand on it.
Hard-nosed defender, and Josh Richardson using a little bit of that length from the wing position to deny that one.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you could turn it up.
And so it's Miami rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. The Spurs shooting just 28%. They're offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Wade and Winslow out on the wings. Nurkic is out there with Adebayo. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Shot clock at 6. No good from Gasol.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Down low. Adebayo. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
White the pass to Gasol. On the wing, Bellinelli. Back to Gasol. Spurs working the ball around now. Covered by Winslow. Puts one up from 19. That one wide left.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
Covered by Winslow. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Rejected by Gasol.
Got to respect the reach and length of Pau Gasol. Outstanding job of skying up for that rejection.
Here's White. He kicks to Bellinelli. This one for 3. But they get it back. Gasol. Here's Forbes. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities. And the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better. And it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Outside, White. Gasol kicks to Bellinelli. The pass to Forbes. They need this one. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age, if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is at number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? We've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that guy.
23.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Here's White. Kicks it to Davis. At the elbow, it's Gasol. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's speed.
And really, Gasol is so precise shooting the ball from that position on the floor. An effective mid-range threat who is a knockdown shooter.
And the Heat call time here.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
It's stolen by Davis. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Gasol passes to White. Back to Gasol. Fires from deep. And it's Wade with the rebound.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. One thing I like about Adam Silver, he is always looking to break new ground, push the envelopes, and develop new areas of innovation.
Well, always forward thinking. And of course, this league has always done that. Adam has found a new position in the league, having a chief innovation officer in place, somebody that's always examining not only how things are going in the league and maybe being adaptable to change, but examining what's going on worldwide. And you always see the way the league tinkers with and toys with Summer League and the way the G League competition sets up in order to try to find more ways to make the game more enjoyable or more accessible to the fan base.
He's perfect from the line this time. White with it. Gasol on the high post. Here's Davis. It's hauled in by the Heat. It's deflected. Gasol with the steal. Pass to Forbes. Outside for Davis. Spurs working the ball around now. Outside, White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. San Antonio again missing. He'd have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Here's Wade. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Forbes. Good D by Wade.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Winslow finds Wade. Banked in off the glass.
You can't allow Dwayne Wade to slash his way to the rim. That is where he is at his very best.
And here's White. Guys are slimming down, it seems, Brent, to play at a faster pace. And we hear more and more players are using a plant-based diet now.
Vegan-style players.
Maybe not quite to that extent, but they are certainly very, very cautious about what they're putting in their bodies.
I think we just hear more stories about some of the things that players are trying in order to get themselves to their athletic peak. And one of those things, of course, one of the most important things is the fuel that you're going to put into your body, because that's your only tool. So I think guys just pay a little bit more attention to how it is they're feeding the system.
Pass to Bellinelli. Off the mark, and the drought continues. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for Miami. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
The defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Here's Dinwiddie. White covering. Dinwiddie kicks to Wade. And the layup's good off the glass. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
Are you surprised that Dwayne Wade is going to score that far in the paint? I'm not.
Outside, White. Pass to Bellinelli. The three-pointer, no good. The Heat have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. And it's Wade in the corner. There's the pass to Adebayo. And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
George is checked in for the Heat. Victor Oladipo comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Here's Nurkic. Rebounded by the Spurs. Defended by George. Pass to Forbes. Well, Brent, we're seeing the Hack-a-Shack targets improve their free throw shooting. Rules changes might curb the strategy, though, going forward.
Well, it's been nice to see that NBA players have worked on a weakness of theirs, free throw shooting in particular, to be better and be somebody who can stay on the floor to impact your team's winning. We saw that last year, Andre Drummond being a prime example. The other thing, Kevin, that we've seen too is coaches having to implement strategies, not just to do the hacking, but in terms of their substitutions and who's on the floor. So interesting thought processes from both ends, but mostly go shoot some free throws, guys.
Yeah, practice.
Practice.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's covered closely. That one goes in.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here is Forbes. Wade is covering. Kicks it to Forbes. Pass to Gasol. Just 5 to shoot. Gets the 14-footer to fall. And here are the Heat now. Now Oladipo. Outside, George fires the 3. Forbes with the rebound.
Yeah, the defense there in chill mode. We all know he can burn them from three-point range.
He feeds it to Mills. Oladipo with the block.
And the athleticism of Oladipo, woo, flying off the ground and throwing that one away.
Miami's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And George kicks to Oladipo. One team owner proposed that we should abolish the draft and have free agency for rookies, maybe giving lesser teams a bigger pool of money to spend. Just some of the ideas these teams in the league is throwing out there.
Well, that's an interesting idea. The one that I heard about last summer was in Houston trying to flip-flop free agency and the draft so that all of a sudden what you can do is draft players after it is that you've made all your free agent acquisitions, so you could draft positionally. You know you're set up for your team next year. And the more I've thought about that, Kevin, coming into the season, the more I like it. So we'll see what kind of traction that gets.
George, no good. And San Antonio shooting 27%. The offense is just embarrassing themselves. Now here's Wade. He kicks to Oladipo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Oladipo's got 9 points now in just the second half.
I like seeing Oladipo around the rim using the lift inside.
Forbes the pass to Gasol. Here's the floater. The shot's good from Forbes. Forbes has got 5 points in the quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Miami.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight will make it 46.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Andre Drummond.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
The shot by Wade, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. The 11-footer. And he overshot that one, missing. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Oladipo. Mills with the steal. Passes it to Bellinelli. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Well, Dwayne, you won the game, but you lost the rebounding battle. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. You know, we have a knack for finding a way to win, and we've always had that here. You know, we got to do a better job. You know, we can't get out-rebounded like that and expect to win, so we got to figure it out.
Sure you'll be working on it. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long.